Well, welcome to the meal. This is the first long video that I'm going to make, and it's going to be a walk round of the whole garden, and it's to show you where we are in January. I've not gone around and tidied anything up. I want you to see how the garden is in its raw state. It's January, we've just come out of winter, and the place needs a good tidy up. And I'm going to wander around now, and I'm going to be looking at all the jobs that I want to try and get done over January to start to get the garden ready for the season ahead. It's a warts and all tour, and then you can see the progress that we make and how we look after the place throughout the year. So you can see it now, it's worse, and you can see how I identify things that we need to do and when to do them. So this will be the first walk round that we've done, so hope you enjoy it. Okay, in the mill, we've probably got probably 10 separate gardens. We're about 2.5 acres. Um, it sounds a lot, and it's actually quite low maintenance for the size of it. As you come out the back of the house, this is the first garden that we have. Um, and as you can see, it's very much now in need of attention. As you walk down, you can see I've not trimmed the borders. I've not cut anything back at the moment. I tend to leave all the herbaceous plants up, just so it's just a bit of a framework for the winter, make it a bit more interesting than just looking at plain soil. But you can see I need to get in here now, and I need to clear this back, which will be a job really. I think it's going to be sunny tomorrow, so hopefully I can get out and I can start clearing this back. And the main reason I want to do that is that the spring plants, the daffodils, the snowdrops, um, tulips, etc. They're all going to start growing up soon, and I don't want to be in there trampling them. So really, that's a first job for me this weekend. If the sun shines, we can get in here and we can start pulling things about. You can just see there. You can just see that there's some daffodils starting to sprout through, and I don't want to be trodden on those. So yeah, the grasses need cleaning back, um, and basically the whole garden. We just need to start going around and just give it that first sort of clean up for the year, really. Clear away all the mess that's developed over the winter. You can see the euphorbias. They're just starting to come into flower, just starting to grow up. It's always lovely to see. And so, yeah, this is my first job for tomorrow, probably is this garden. It won't take long. I'll do a quick film of how we do it, um, just to show you. Um, Again, there's 4 beds here that I need to trim up. You can see as you wander around. Now that's a large wisteria there growing on the pergola, and that's going to need pruning back as well. So I'll be up there on the ladder, cutting that back so that we get the flowers coming through in the spring. And so really, this is the first garden um, that I need to deal with. As we come down through here, you can see we walk under the pergola, and there's a few ways we can go here. We can walk through, which I'll take you through in a minute, or we can turn down right. This is a new pergola that we had, well, actually replaced last year. So I need to start sorting out the borders down through here. That's going to be a nice new border that we're going to plant up for this year. And then again, we can turn this way and go through the pergola. Again, a bit of pruning that needs doing, nothing too serious. A bit of pergola that actually needs repairing this year, so that's going to be another project that I'll show you how we do that. And then the pergola with the wisteria that we looked at. So just some light trimming. You can see in here, this is a lovely little shady spot, and we actually get quite a lot of plants that love the shade. It will come up through here. You can see they're just starting to come up through now. This is a huge bay tree that I have to trim. I just can get up there. So yeah, just coming into flower actually, so I'll let it flower, and then we'll start looking at cutting that bay back as well at some point. This is a little area here. Actually, this is our water treatment plant, and so all our waste gets put into there, and the enzymes break it down, and then it gets pumped out into the river. So we're all quite self-contained on our waste. Okay, so this is just a little area that joins us through to the lawn. If we turn down through here, again, this is not really been looked after through the winter, so something that I need to deal with. This is where our hot tub and our table is, and our decking, it overlooks the river. Again, quite a lot of grasses and things that need to be taken care of. Again, I'll pull all these back because the alliums and things will want to come up through here, so all this needs pulling out and chucking onto the compost heap. Hydrangeas there. I don't tend to prune hydrangeas yet. I'll leave them. I'll let the buds come through. We're still going to get a lot of frost and things, so I tend to leave those. I don't know, probably March, maybe February, March. This brings us through to our main lawn with the beds that run alongside it. These are the beds as well, again, with the spring plants that want to come up through. I need to get on these, and that'll be a job for tomorrow as well. I've partly cut them back in the winter last year, pulled the big stuff out, but again now it all needs trimming back. Got a bit of a mole problem that I talked about on another video, so I'll be sorting that out in the next few days. Hopefully, I'm going to do a separate video on that, and that just looks across there onto the lawn. So yeah, it's typical garden that after the winter needs sorting out. You can see the willows. I trimmed the willows back. I think it was in November. I don't normally do that early. I normally leave them until about February, but I got on them early this year. So I've got a pile of willow there that we can either reuse or we can chip. Which brings us along by the side of the river. And as we go through here, we've got what we call the meadow at the back. Again, we've got moles in here now. We didn't have those yesterday, so they've come back. This gets absolutely beautiful in the spring. I don't know if you can see on there, but the daffodils will come up, and this will just be absolutely covered in daffodils in the spring. It looks absolutely beautiful. You can see at the back last year we had to have this huge, absolutely huge sweet chestnut cut down. It died. It must be hundreds of years old. It was such a shame. It reached across the river. I'll drop a picture of what it did look like, and it's completely changed this area down here. So different now. It's left me with an area I've now got to sort out. There's so much wood, which is brilliant for the log burner. But it's something I've got to get down here and chop up. We think we're going to clear this area and make a nice big fire pit that we can sit around down here on an evening. So again, that's another project for this year that I'll share with you when we do it. And so yeah, as we walk back up towards the house, you can see the river's running quite dark at the moment. Had a fair bit of rain in the last couple of days, and so the river's responded. This comes off the Mendip Hills, and it can run crystal clear. It's full of trout. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see how the colour gets up when it runs down through. It changes colour throughout the year. It can, every morning you come out, it can be a different colour. It's a lovely thing to have. These weeping willows, I've got two of them, and they've just got huge. They are absolutely massive, and they've got to be pollarded this year. They'll probably get done in March or April. Won't be something I'm doing. There's no way I'd scramble up those trees. I think they're suggesting 2/3 of it needs to be removed. So it's not going to look so pretty when it's first done, but I'm assured that they grow back really quick in a much better shape. So first time I've had to have them done, but they're so big now and they drop so much leaves that I've got no choice. So as we come back up through, so if the camera shakes a bit as I'm walking. So we head back down here. It goes down to a bridge that crossed the river. As this was an old paper mill, we have an area where a water wheel would have been, and so the water flows down through here. When we open the sluice gate, it's at the top, and that helps the water get away. And you can see, and then it joins into the main river that's down here. The duck house, we've never managed to attract any ducks yet, maybe one day. And you can see here, this area is absolutely packed with gunneras, absolutely huge. They grow massive. You can see they've been put to bed at the moment. I chop the leaves off them and I cover them over so that they're protected from the worst frosts. So at some point we'll be uncovering those so they can grow back up. But I want to show you the garden really, just, you know, when it's in this state, it's asleep, and it's a way of showing it warts and all really. I could tidy this up and show you the rest bits. I mean, this is interesting, the foam, and this is a pollutant really. This is what comes off the farmers' fields, and it's a problem. I mean, that's just a tiny part of it. Some days it can get very full up with this sort of foam. So this area here, just bringing us up onto the other side of the house. Got a bank over there that I need to trim back. I'm looking for some ideas as to what to do with that bank. I sort of have to trim it twice a year. It just doesn't look that pretty. And I'm really not sure what to do with it. So that's under consideration really. As you come up through to the side of the house, this was a new bridge we had to put in. I'm going to do a little video on that bridge and how we had to put it in, because it was so much work. It was incredible. It had to take the weight of, we put a new extension on, and so we had to have diggers and things go over it. So it was quite a big job to construct that bridge. You can see here, just in the process of putting a new path in down into what we call our Japanese garden. It's not really Japanese, it's just got it's got some bamboo in it really. But yeah, as you come through, and you can just see, just starting to get some snowdrops come to life. It's starting to come out. You can see we've had a few canes come down over the winter, so you can sort out. And again, this is the path that we're putting in. And there's a project that needs to go on at the end there, where we're going to get some nice steps coming down from the side of the house. As you go through here, and this area here needs clearing in the next month or two. This is where a lot of ferns love to grow, and so we'll be clearing that back fairly soon into an area. And this is where the water comes down from a lake that feeds the river. Okay. So you can see there's always something going on. This was a very large tree that we had to have cut down. The reason being it got so big that if it would have blown over, it would have damaged the house. So I had to have it taken out. And hence why I've got all these chip-ins, because I saved all the chip-ins to make new paths with. So yeah, all jobs that are ongoing. I have a massive pile of it still at the front I need to move. As you can see, we come down to the garden on the other side of the bridge. Again, this is lovely in the summer. You see all the hydrangeas either side. Again, I won't do too much to this now. You know, if I can get out here, I'll have a slight tidy up. But it's really more of a coming up to spring sort of job, really, to tidy this up. I haven't cut the grass for months. As you come into here, this is an area that we have to sort out this year. Now, it was a large allotment, and I just have not had time to keep up with it. So we're going to have a go this year. And see what we can do with it. These are apple trees running all across the back. We had terrific apples this year. Never had them so good. Absolutely fabulous. Again, we've got the fruit cage. It's a large apple tree there at the back. Then as we wander down through here, we come through to the orchard, where we got quite a number of plum trees, damsel trees, crab apples, eating apples. This one here, again, this year for eating apples are absolutely fabulous. Fabulous yield last year. Best we've ever had. I think it was just the weather last year. Just suited it so much. As you can see, looking down through the orchard. You see, I've left all the apples on the ground. These are cooking apples on this tree. Again, wonderful yield this year. And you can see I've left the apples on the floor, and I've done it on purpose, really, because we've got a couple of deer that are in the garden. And so they come over and they're eating them, and other things seem to feed on them. There's always teeth marks and everything. So just left them, really, for the wildlife just to feed off them. Composting area, looking a bit run down, but underneath there's some great compost. Keeps the garden going. It's all we need, really. If you're wondering why the net's there, that's to get the apples. And here, we've got some lovely birch trees, some quite rare ones actually. As we come down through, this is the sort of engine of the garden, really. The sheds where the mower lives, and greenhouses for bringing on the plants, the seeds. Obviously, I film quite a bit when we're in there. This area is something else that needs tidying up this year. It's turned into a little bit of a dumping area for wood and different things. Interestingly, that's the old bridge there that we had to take out. Also, you can see there's no way a digger could go across that, so that was why that had to go. And then as we come down through, we've just got some access there into another field. Yeah, I mean, this is the main greenhouse, which is where we tend to grow the cucumbers and the tomatoes and the peppers. And then again, a couple more of the birches. I couldn't tell you what they're called. They are labelled up, but I can't remember. Pretty much like most of the things in the garden, I'm very bad with remembering the names of all the plants. Some gardeners seem to know it, and they'll know the Latin names of them and everything else, but I'm afraid I'm not that good. I mean, this one here, for instance, It's a rare breed, I'm told. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. And so, yeah, so I've been using the bark to reinstate some of the path. And you can see we've got a lot of wood from the tree that got chopped down. So these will need chopping up and storing to be used for the log burner next year. Again, it's a little area here, a sort of woodland area really. Brings us back down to the river. As I said, this river is full of trout. Always herons here trying to eat them. They've done the gauntlet. And just a natural woodland area. I don't do anything with really. We just try to live in line with nature. Don't use any pesticides or anything like that in the garden. Never have done. It all just keeps itself in line. There's quite a big rabbit population here, but that seems to be kept down by the foxes or whatever. Everything seems to live nicely in balance if you don't interfere with it really, which is what we try and tend to do. I mean, the moles are an interesting one. I don't want to harm anything, but I can't have the lawn ripped up. So we're looking to see if we can get a humane trap for them. So just investigating that at the moment. But yeah, I mean, we tend, as I said, there's deer that roam around in the garden, and they do ruin it sometimes. But I'd rather see the deer than not. So why would I try and put up fences and stop them? If they flatten a few plants and eat a few plants, which they do, just let them get on with it. Really, there's tons of squirrels, hawks, everything really, owls, and I'll try and capture them over the year so that you can see what we've got here. So yeah, so that's a sort of whistle-stop tour of what the garden is, and I'm going to try over this year and do some regular videos and show you how we look after it and how we bring on certain plants, how we do our seeding, how we do our veg. And if that's something that you'd like to follow, then please subscribe, and it'll help me build the channel. Thank you.